George, thanks for joining us today at the 2013 CCA Global Expo. You just gave me a demo on the product. I'm very interested in what you guys do. So for the camera, why don't you talk a little bit about the company and what you guys do?
Absolutely. Company's name is Nextivity. We're based in San Diego, California. Been open for about six years. And what we do is we build a different kind of indoor coverage solution, mainly targeted for mobile network operators to use as a churn reduction tool or in order to be able to help their customers with coverage problems. Completely different concept as far as product goes. So the way the product works is, you ready?
Yep.
2 boxes. Call this one the window unit. You're going to put this in your house someplace close to the window typically, someplace where you can get at least 1 bar of coverage on your phone. Second box, this one's called the coverage unit because it actually is the box that provides the coverage. So here's the way the system's going to work. You're going to put the window unit in a spot where you get some coverage. 4 integrated antennas. Customer doesn't have to know where the best service is. All they do is they plop it down and we automatically check the signal level to verify that we got the best antenna. That antenna brings in the signal, and the next thing we do is we're looking for a specific carrier's frequencies. We validate it's their frequencies by checking the mobile network ID, because if a carrier subsidizes a product for their customer, they don't want to fix the other guy's problem. They just want to fix their own problem. So we're checking PLM and ID on that particular frequency. Once we find the frequency, we pick the signal up from the network, we relay the signal wirelessly from one device to the other device, and we actually rebroadcast the signal from the coverage unit and literally light the building up from the inside out. Now, how big a footprint do you get? It depends on how far apart you put the devices. The farther apart you put them, the bigger the footprint you got. So if you got a 15,000 square foot house, which you wouldn't unless you were really rich in San Diego, but if you got a 15,000 square foot house, you have to put the boxes a lot farther apart. If you're in a small apartment in New York, you put them closer together. So we automatically size the footprint depending on how far apart the boxes are, depending on how big the facility is. What's really important though is the uplink. The concern, the complaint that mobile network operators have with typical bidirectional amplifier products is they can completely overdrive the front end of the base station, especially if you're getting a lot of power on the uplink, because we can actually go up to 100 dB and get way out on the fringes of the cell. But we got to make sure that we're not overdriving the front end of the base station. So the way that we do that is we listen again to the overhead message. This time we're listening for the SIBs and MIBs, or System Information Broadcast messages from the network itself. And one of those SIBs actually says the transmit power level of the base station you're talking to is this much. Now if we know the transmit power level, we know the receiver level at our device, it's simple math to actually do a path loss calculation and create a gain ceiling so we never ever overdrive the front end of the base station. So what we're really talking about is something so easy to install, my mother-in-law can do it. There's no wires, there's no external antennas, there's no SIMs or dip switches or anything like that. You just take it out and plop it in and plug it in. But it's also designed so that it's virtually impossible for the mobile network operator to for the customer to put it in a way that would damage the mobile network or cause any kind of noise or interference. Our system will shut itself down before it will ever do anything to harm the mobile network.
Who's buying the product today?
114 mobile network operators around the globe. Vodafone, Hutchison 3G, T-Mobile, you name the big players, they're all buying it. But what we're also finding out is in a competitive carrier situation, everybody's got high ARPU subs. It doesn't matter whether you're the biggest operator in the world or a small regional operator that's trying to service their folks way out on the fringe. Everybody's got high ARPU subs, and if you got a high ARPU sub that you want to save because they got poor indoor coverage, then this product is right for that carrier.
Thanks for your time today.
All right, my pleasure. Thanks a lot.